That was Sophie West with Note to Self. And before that, we heard that brand new track from May Erlewine called Lemonade. It's a fantastic song. I like it a lot. I'm going to try to make it popular. So, and then there were a bunch before that. Kind of been running around here a little bit. And so we're a little bit delayed because at about a half hour ago, we were supposed to have somebody on air. And with all sorts of station stuff going on, we finally made it happen. We have in the studio Sophie West, because that last song was Note to Self by Sophie West, and she is releasing another track tomorrow, and she's out of Denver. She came all the way up here, and we're going to get her on the radio for a little bit before we start live at lunch. So Sophie, how you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
Move that mic in more toward your face. Get right in there. There we go. Perfect.
Hello.
Awesome. Well, welcome to KRFC. It's so great to have you.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful song that you came out with, Note to Self, that we just listened to. When did you release that one?
Just a couple weeks ago, back in June.
Back in June? Okay. Mm-hmm. Awesome. And that's available for streaming if people are interested in listening to that again?
Yep, all those streaming places.
Nice. And that's Sophie West is Sophie West.
Yep, just like the direction.
And what's a good website or social media where somebody can find you as we move into this conversation?
Yeah, so my website is sophiewestmusic.com, and I'm on Instagram, Sophie West Music. That's pretty much all my social handles. So yeah, Sophie
Awesome.
West Music.
Sophie West Music, and it's Sophie, Sophie West Music. And so you are releasing another song tomorrow, Just Once More, and we're going to listen to that in a little bit here.
Yes.
Debut that on KRFC, but you're releasing a debut EP, and so you're waterfalling out your songs here, or at least two of them. And so, can you tell us a little bit about this EP you're coming out with? What's it going to be called?
Yeah, so the EP is going to be called Long Time Coming, and I can kind of speak a little bit to what that title means.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, basically I've been singing and performing my whole entire life, and just now in my 30s am I starting to really record and release my music into the world, and so it feels like this thing that I've always wanted to do, and it finally feels like the right time. So Long Time Coming was the first phrase that came into my mind thinking about an EP title, and that's what I went with.
Awesome. That's super cool. And so when did you start playing music?
I've been singing since I was like a little baby.
Okay.
I was really lucky. My parents recognized that I was really into music when I was a little kid, and so they let me be in choir and take voice lessons and things. And I didn't think I wanted to go to college. I didn't think college was for me. And then, sort of partway through junior year of high school, I was like, I think the only way I could see myself going to college is if I study music.
Yeah.
And I think my parents were just so excited.
Yeah.
They were just so excited I was going to go to college that they let me go to music school. So I went to CU Boulder.
Oh, sweet.
And got my Bachelor's of Music in vocal performance there.
Very nice. Yeah, that's a good music school there.
Yeah, great program. It was a classical program, so I learned all the, studied opera and studied classical and sang a lot of Baroque music. And but yeah, the stuff I do now is a lot more kind of bluesy, soul-y, kind of indie singer-songwriter stuff. I'm all over the map.
Yeah, awesome. And are you do you play any instruments? An instrumenter, I almost said.
I'm a little bit of an instrumenter. I dabble in acoustic guitar to accompany myself. I play some solo shows every once in a while, but my passion is to sing in front of a band where I don't have to play anything.
Cool, yeah, so you kind of use those as tools to write as well.
Yes,
a little
definitely.
bit of guitar to help you plot out your song a little bit.
Exactly.
Awesome, that's really cool. And when did you start playing guitar? When did you start?
I picked it up probably in like middle school, and I was trying, learning the campfire chords, trying to figure out how to, sing some songs, and just sort of was building on it from there.
Cool. And when did you write your first song?
My first real song I probably wrote in high school. I had like little songs that I was always writing on the playground like as a kid, but my first like song I think was probably in high school.
Do you still remember it?
Yeah, I do actually.
Do you ever play it? You ever sing it?
Not in a long time.
Who were you listening to? What kind of music was inspiring you at that time when you first started writing songs?
Oh man, so I got really so I grew up on my mom's record collection, and she loved like Crosby, Stills and Nash, Simon and Garfunkel, like kind of the more folk stuff. She loved the Beatles. She had like the Led Zeppelin LPs. So I kind of grew up with that sort of influence, a lot of music out of the 70s. And then I got really into blues when I was in high school. It was funny, everybody's listening to other stuff, and I'm listening to like B.B. King on my headphones. So I guess I have sort of a random selection of influences, but I think it's all sort of created this thing that I do, which has like a little bit of blues, a little bit of soul, a little bit of folk, some pop stuff. So yeah, awesome. I'm a little bit of everything.
Really cool. And so your next song comes out tomorrow, and it's called Just Once More.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about this song. You've got kind of a story behind this EP in general and your songwriting and everything. Can you flesh that out a little bit for us?
Yeah, for sure. So this EP, all of the songs on this EP, it's going to be a 3-song EP, so this will be the second of 3 songs. And all of them were written sort of around this time a number of years ago when I left my life for this big epic road trip. And there was a lot going on at that time. I was, basically ever since college, my whole life has been like this series of side quests trying to figure out, how to make a living and also make music and, be fulfilled in the ways that are important to me. And I was in this sort of dark space where I had a good job, I had a good life, everything from the outside looking in looked fine and great. Yeah. But I was really unhappy and struggling and unfulfilled, and things were kind of falling apart privately, and I was working pretty hard to make it look like that wasn't the case.
Yes.
And I decided to completely change everything, and I bought this camper van.
Nice.
And I quit my job, and I left everything behind, and I moved into my van and just traveled across the country for about 4 months.
Where did that take you?
Oh gosh, so I started here in Colorado, and I did some hiking in Utah and Arizona, and then I ended up going all the way across Texas and all the way out east, and then all the way down Florida to Key West, and then all the way back up to New York City, and then I came back and I ended up moving to Tennessee for a couple of years after that, and then I've been back in Denver for about 2 years now.
Okay. Was part of it were you looking for a new place to live? And just shake off Colorado and find someplace else to exist, or was it just simply I'm going to live in my van now?
Yeah, I think
figure out my life.
It was very much figuring it out as I go. It was kind of this thing of realizing that the life I was building for myself was really not making me happy and really not sustainable, and trying to kind of find myself again. And I had a lot of sort of complicated feelings around the trip because on the one hand, I'm out on the road, I'm living this dream, I'm seeing the world in ways I've never seen it before. I get to have all this time to myself to really process, everything that's going on in my life. But also I left everything behind, and I had some sort of, guilt and shame around all of the things that I let go to do this thing for myself. So this song, Just Once More, kind of is exploring some of those things of, the joy of this life on the road and this self-discovery and this, feeling of, losing yourself and finding yourself again. And then also feeling really guilty and sad for the things that you had to leave behind and the people that you had to hurt to do this thing. Yeah. So that's where this song kind of came from.
Yeah, your side quests took you on an epic quest. Yes.
And songs have always been a way for me to process what I'm going through, so this is a big one for that.
So were you writing on the road then? Were you writing these songs on the road, or was it kind of you got back, or when you got to Tennessee and then moved back here, that it all kind of came together? And did you write those songs then, or are they newer newer additions now that you're making sure they get recorded?
Yeah, so all of the lyrics to the songs were things that I wrote in my journals as I kind of around this time of this road trip. And then it's been kind of a journey of putting them together the way that I wanted them to be recorded. Cool. But yeah, I've been playing them acoustically basically since that time.
Nice. So just sitting in your van, hacking out the songs.
Yep, brought my guitar.
The words. Nice. That's awesome. Well, that's super fun. And so now you're finally getting them recorded. How's that process? Are you doing it at home? Are you going into a studio? Or how did you do it? I guess they're already recorded, but how did that come about?
Yeah, so all of these songs on this EP were recorded at the Colorado Sound Studios in Westminster. So shout out to Steve and Tom and Breezy and Lena and everybody over there. Those guys are incredible. And so I assembled this kind of incredible team of musicians that I know from different parts of my life. Like there's people who I sang in a funk band with and people who I was in a jam band with, and I got them all to come together, and they were kind enough to learn and play these songs
Cool.
to be recorded. So
Did you do it kind of all in one fell swoop there, like just a day or two of recording, or were you going in and working out different pieces and parts with different people over a period of time?
Yeah, for for the first song that you just played, Note to Self, it was kind of a separate thing because that was just grand piano and string quartet, a very kind of intimate arrangement, and we had a live string quartet come into the studio and record that.
Beautiful.
So yeah, that was a really fun
That's
experience.
fun to watch and listen to.
Yeah, my first time doing that, so it was really cool. And then the other, we had one session for all of the instruments for the other two songs, and then kind of punched a couple of things in to layer stuff and the vocals.
Awesome. Well, that's super cool. Sophie West is who we're talking to here on KRFC. She's out of Denver. We started it off with her song Note to Self, which came out a few weeks ago, sometime in June, and a new song coming out tomorrow, Just Once More, and that is, what month are we in? August 29th is tomorrow. And she's telling us a little bit about the recording process and her debut EP. When's the next song coming out? Do you have a date for it?
We don't have an official date, but I'm thinking sometime in October.
Okay, so folks can keep an eye out and make sure they are the first to hear that song at Sophie West Music, and that's SOPHIE West Music on all the social media sites or sophiewestmusic.com, correct?
Exactly, yep.
Awesome. And anything else? Do you have any plans beyond this, the final release for this EP? Are you still writing music, or are hoping to get a full album or keep releasing singles? What's in store for Sophie West?
Yeah, I would love to do a full album eventually. I felt like, these are all songs from around that time of that road trip, and it felt really important that these kind of be released into the world first before I move forward. But I have a lot of really fun, like bluesy, groovy stuff that I'm playing now that I would love to record some of that. So yeah, keep your eyes out.
Nice. And are you playing some shows out that people can keep an eye out for? Are you doing any like band shows or anything like that? A CD release, album release, EP release, whatever it's called?
Yeah, I haven't planned the official EP release. I think I'll have to do that once all 3 songs are out. But I'm playing First Friday on Tennyson at Emporium Brewing with my band West of Fenario. We do a lot of like jammy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've heard of West of Fenario, yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. So that'll be 4 to 6 on First Friday of September.
Okay, and where was that again?
That's at Emporium Brewing on Tennyson.
Emporium Brewing on Tennyson. Oh, down in Denver. For some reason I was thinking Boulder, and I'm like, where is that in Boulder?
Yeah, Berkeley neighborhood in North Denver.
Okay, cool. So
that's my next one.
That's the next one, and folks can also check you out on West of Fenario then.
Yes.
And Fenario being the great Robert Hunter's mysterious, mystical location where so many things happen.
Exactly, the timbers of Fenario.
Exactly. So awesome. Well, that's great. Sophie West here on KRC. Thank you so much for coming in and telling us about your upcoming EP, or your trickling out EP. One song tomorrow and another song a little bit down the line. Folks can keep up with you at Sophie West Music on social media to find out when all that's happening, and hear more about your story and your future as well. Did we miss anything?
I think we got it.
All right, we got it. Recap, debut, EP, story. We heard the story behind the songwriting, and now we're going to close out with Just Once More, and this is the song. You heard it here first, folks. This is the song that's coming out tomorrow on all the streaming services, so if you're interested in learning more, I'm sure you can follow Sophie West there, correct?
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks again for coming in, and thank you for your patience as we sorted out this kind of crazy day and got you on air a little bit late. We appreciate your patience.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's been an honor.
Awesome. All right. Just once more, Sophie West. You heard it here first on KRFC 88.9 FM. Right after this, we're going to kick it into the replay of last week's Live at Lunch. Charlie Stevens Band, a little bluegrass for you.
It's been a long so foreign to me, and it tastes like the salt and the sand and the sea. And I cry out, but I know there's no one to hear it. Well, we all fall down. We get lost and we get found. And I can't stay here with you anymore, but I'll meet you in the morning just once more. I once believed my intentions were good, but the best of intentions are frequently misunderstood. And here in the wild, no one cares about you. We're all beat to hell, doing what we can do to survive. Yeah, we do what we can, yeah, we try. But we all fall down. We get lost and we get found. And I can't stay here with you anymore, but I'll meet you in the morning just once more. Lately a longing has crept into me, and I try to pretend I don't know what it means, 'cause the meanings of things are elusive to me.